My name is Emily Burns, and I've been stage managing since my sophomore year of high school. Stage managing requires a special kind of love and determination to get through it, but this is a quick crash course to help you kind of understand what you need in the basics of being a stage manager. Ultimately, what's going to help you grow the most is going to be hands-on experience, but hopefully this helps get you started. Putting on a production requires a lot of pieces and parts, and as the stage manager, you're the keeper of all the information for that. So you're the only person that truly sees the show from very beginning to very end of the process, and you're in charge of guarding the artistic integrity of the show. So before the rehearsal process begins, you have to have auditions. In the audition phase, you're going to want to keep in really close contact with the director. Every director has a different way that they like things run, so it's important that you make sure that things are set up so the process goes smoothly and the actors and the director are having the most comfortable and productive experience. You'll need to provide audition sign-in forms. These are going to be posted outside so you can keep track of the order that people are coming in, as well as forms that the auditioners are going to fill out before coming into their audition. This is going to be general information that the directors are going to use to determine who's best qualified for the show in the process. The first stage of rehearsals is your first read-through and your table work phases. This is where you're going to establish the company rules and make sure that everyone's on the same page with how we're going to conduct rehearsals moving forward. It's important to set up a safe space for your actors and keeping the rehearsal process running smoothly through establishing clear guidelines. You'll also need to gather any essential information from your actors through an emergency contact form. This is going to include who to call if there's an emergency, who their doctor might be, information that if something were to happen, you need to make sure that the process runs smoothly in taking care of that actor. Once you move past the table work setting, you're going to get actors up and on their feet. So this is where blocking comes in. You'll want to keep plenty of pencils and plenty of erasers. Generally, hope that your actors come prepared, but expect that they won't. You'll need to keep really detailed blocking notes and keep a legend of when they change. That way, if your director changes from Tuesday to Thursday, and then on Thursday decides they like what they did on Tuesday better, it's easy to go back and rewrite that blocking so you have an up-to-date copy of what's going on. This is also when you're going to introduce line notes. Line note forms are fairly self-explanatory, and you'll find what works best for you. I like to mark the page number that it happens on so it's easier for the actor to flip straight to the section that they've missed. Other general rehearsal duties include keeping the space clean and setting it up for each rehearsal. So any rehearsal set pieces or rehearsal props that you're using, you're going to need to keep track of. And as you go forward, you'll also need to find a balance of what you as the stage manager can perform versus what duties you need to delegate to your ASM. Keeping a checklist of their general duties for rehearsal really helps keep the process smooth and helps you as a stage manager focus on what duties you can perform to make sure that we're getting the most out of a rehearsal period as possible. The next biggest step in the rehearsal process is your technical rehearsal. This is when you really take over the reins and the show becomes fully yours as the stage manager. This is the rehearsal that we bring in all the steps and parts and pieces of the process. You're going to want to spend the day before really prepping and making sure that you have everything ready to go so you can make the most out of your time. Depending on how tech heavy the show is, it's going to be a long day. But give yourself time. This is your opportunity to make sure that you have everything correct and in your prompt book in a way that you can effectively call it and make the show run as smoothly as possible. After the technical rehearsal, the rest of the rehearsals are generally going to be dress rehearsals until the actual run of the show. Think of prepping for both in the same way because you'll have the same duties. One simply has an audience, the other one does not. As the stage manager, you're going to want to perform cue to cue and blackout checks every night to make sure that everything is ready in your technical sequence to make the show run smoothly. You'll need to post daily order of operations, and that's simply telling people when they need to be where. This is going to include your fight call, your dance call, when the makeup crew needs to arrive, when the stage needs to be swept or mopped depending on the needs of the show. It's just to make sure that everyone knows what's happening at every step in the process. Once again, the main point here is communication. Staying organized as a stage manager is so incredibly important, and the best way to do this is through your prompt book. Your prompt book's going to be kind of the stage management Bible. It's your key to getting through the show. This is where you're going to put all of your forms, rehearsal reports, emergency incident reports, house announcements, and your script. Find a way to organize this that best works for you, because being able to get to the information and get to it quickly and effectively is the main purpose of the prompt book. If you're having to flip through and you're not sure where anything is, it's not serving its purpose. You'll also need to put together your stage management kits. This is your bag of tricks and should contain all things for all scenarios. Try to think of anything and everything under the sun, from extra deodorant to mouthwash to mints to hair ties, Band-Aids, anything. You're going to want some basic medical supplies in here, but you should also keep a fully stocked first aid kit with you in the event that something goes wrong. This is basically anytime an actor comes up and has a concern, an owie, if the director needs something. I have 1,000 paper clips in mine. I keep all kinds of crazy things. Just try to think of stuff that you wouldn't normally think of, but would probably be useful if something goes wrong. I have stress putty that I keep in mind. Everyone has their own organization for the kit that works for them, but honestly, the best way to start stocking your kit is to go online, see what different stage managers keep in theirs, and build from there. Finally, make sure to communicate clearly with everyone in the process. That's your biggest job as a stage manager. You have to make sure that information's passing along correctly, so whoever has a question can get the correct answer when they need it. If you don't know the answer to a question, don't try to make it up. Let them know in a respectful way that you're working on it, and you'll get back to them as soon as possible. Always have a backup plan for your backup plan, and when things get overwhelming, know when to step back, take a breath. You're going to do just fine.